Well, switching gears now to travel. Now, it's been rebounding strongly since the end of the COVID restrictions. It's been hard not to see the struggles that airlines are going through to keep up with demand, as the TSA reports record numbers going through airports. But there are alternatives. Cruises, for instance, have also seen record highs, and according to a JP Morgan report, even surpassing pre-pandemic levels of passengers. Royal Caribbean Group just came out with its earnings, seeing a beat on top and bottom lines. Let's bring in Royal Caribbean Group CFO Naftali Holtzi to discuss this more. Good to have you back on the show here. We see the stock price being rewarded so far this morning on that. What do you think is the key to the success here, especially when you think of the demand versus where we were pre-pandemic?
Yes, good morning, Rachelle. First, great to be with you. I'm here today at our Innovation Lab. This is actually when we design our innovative ships. We use very advanced technology, so it's exciting to be with you today. And as you mentioned, we're continuing to see very strong demand. You can see that translating to higher second quarter results and us raising the full year guidance really on just the accelerating revenue and demand for our cruises. And we continue to see customers engage, willing to come on our ships and spend, and really the value proposition of cruise and just the amazing experiences that we deliver are really fueling that demand.
And talk about the demographics that are really fueling some of this growth. Obviously, the image of what used to be the traditional cruiser, but then you also have the under 60 group, which does seem to be the fastest growing group for cruises. What are you seeing with Royal Caribbean, and what sort of investments are you making to really woo that audience?
Yeah, so we first we see very broad demographics, and really because our vacations are appealing to a broad range of vacationers. It could be, like you just said, the 60 plus that obviously are retiring and having a lot of time that wanted to explore the world. We see young families that are looking for family vacations. And we also see multi-generational travel, so the grandparents, the parents, and the kids together. And this is really how we are designing our ships and our experiences to appeal to that broad base. And it's very even in terms of the demographics across the various age groups. And what we're focused on is to making sure that everybody has a fun vacation. So it starts with the way we design the ships, what is on the ships, and kind of the experiences that we have, the way we design the interactions with the customers, and just everything that we offer appeals to that broad demographics. And we see very strong demands across all of them, as really what the consumer has done is been shifting the spend from goods to experiences. And obviously we are squarely in the experience space. And just the value proposition and what we offer is very, very attractive and appealing to those consumers. And we see that translating into demand across our products.
And of course, I want to ask you, as you're in your innovation center there, about Icon of the Seas. I mean, we know that they completed their initial sort of test cruises here before we have the big launch next year. I mean, when you look at some of the images here, I mean, this thing is gargantuan. Talk about the idea of really having this huge ship that's going to be the biggest cruise ship in the world versus, say, broadening the fleet with smaller ships to serve more customers.
Yeah. First of all, we are very, very excited about Icon on the Seas. She will join our fleet very late this year and start its revenue cruising next year. And the demand has been outstanding, and there's a lot of excitement within our consumer to explore the ships. We've taken this to a different level. This will be our ultimate family vacation, and we will have experiences for, as I just mentioned, just for all the demographics, including families with young children. In terms of the size, yes, it is our biggest. It's actually size-wise, and it's not that much bigger than our Oasis class, but it can accommodate more passengers, and we're excited about that. But the ship has actually more public spaces per passenger than any of our other ships, and the way we've designed it was very innovative to make sure that we can accommodate and everybody can get an amazing vacation on that ship. And obviously, we'll go to our Caribbean, including visiting our amazing island, Perfect Day at Coco Cay. So this will be an amazing vacation, and we're very excited to have her join us next year.
Now, I know for people who are wondering about the carbon footprint here, we know that Royal Caribbean has been pushing for more sustainable use, whether it's in the fuel that it uses, whether it's LNG and other things like that. But talk about when you have a ship this size, how you sort of manage those expectations when it comes to the footprint of some of these massive cruise ships.
Yeah. So one of the things that we're very proud of is obviously our continued innovation and advancement in carbon intensity and energy efficiency. So every ship, even within the class, makes that progress. And Icon is actually going to be our most energy efficient ship in the fleet. It will use, as you said, LNG fuel. We are going to have shore power on her, such that when she is at port, we can use the power at shore. And then lastly, we have a very innovative waste management program where we take waste on the ship and translate it into energy. So we have a lot of very exciting things. This is a very important thing for us. And in addition to having those amazing vacations, we obviously very much focused on making the ships more efficient and in that area.
And just lastly, very quickly, any concerns that consumers might start to either pull back or downgrade from some of their cruise experiences as they do sort of weigh what might happen with a potential recession?
Yeah, so we continue to see, and you can see that obviously in our results today and our forward commentary and what we're seeing, not only for the quarter and for the rest of the year, but although it's early, what we're seeing into 2024, we see very eager consumer that is very healthy, very excited to seek our vacations. So we do not see any slowdown, and we see very eager consumer that is spending more on the ships, obviously for our vacations. So we're very excited about what we're seeing for the rest of the year and into 2024.
Well, investors certainly seem to be on board, especially this morning. A big thank you there for joining us in Yahoo Finance, Naftali Holtz, Royal Caribbean Group CFO. Thank you so much.